Stephen, I really like what you're saying about LMI. I really like the architecture. It has a combination of power and elegance. And on the surface, it sounds really good, but I'm fairly new to this stuff, but I do have a little bit of experience, and I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to show me some things about what it can actually do. So it sounds interesting. You're going to need to show me what you're talking about.
Sure, so why don't you give me an example?
Okay, build a rate set.
All right, so that's a great task for the LMI commands. So first we'll enter the LMI command processor. And for a little explanation about how it works, the command processor is broken down into a series of smaller subcommands that we then descend into, essentially, and operate on. So here we're going to operate with the storage command, and then the subcommand underneath that will be operating on RAID. So, so here we'll do a storage RAID create, and we'll create a RAID array called myRAID at RAID level 5 from these 3 devices.
Okay, now looking at this, are you going to say that this is going to be consistent, that we're going to have different high-level commands like storage, like network and other things, and then we're going to go down into more detail?
Yes, all of the individual LMI commands will follow the same pattern.
Okay, this is looking pretty good. So I can understand this. I might even be able to remember this and use it. I like that. So this is everything I need to do to create a rate set. I like, so far I'm pretty impressed.
Not quite.
What?
A RAID set isn't terribly useful until it's been formatted and mounted. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create an LVM volume group. Again, descending into the storage subcommand, the volume group subcommand, create it, give it a name, do the same for a logical volume of 1 gigabyte, put a file system on it, and then mount it.
Right. I knew that. So what's going on here is I've been fighting with the LV create and the volume group create and the file system form. So we've got storage something, storage VG create. All right, I can do this. I can do this.
So what we've done here is we've taken the complexity away from using the MD RAID commands, the VG create commands, the LV create commands, the makefs commands, and the mount commands. Put them all into one common interface.
So far, I'm liking what you're saying. All right, configure NIC. That's another thing that I have to do with all these systems.
All right, so the first thing you want to do is get a list of all the NICs on the device, because
seems reasonable.
Yeah, you don't want to be gambling with which NIC you're modifying. So here we'll see. All right, we want to modify the embedded 1 interface. So what we'll do is we will enter the LMI command processor, descend into net address, and we will replace the address on EM1 with a static address at this subnet.
Question? Replace?
So LMI commands for the NICs support using multiple addresses on a single NIC.
Oh,
so
right. I knew that.
Right. So the simplest way to guarantee that you have one and only one is to call replace. Alternately, you could examine the set of them that's on there and remove and add the ones you want.
Right. So if I'm just assigning a single fixed IP, I just use the replace command. And if I have multiple IP addresses associated with the NIC, I can do all of that.
Yep.
Okay.
And of course, your NIC is only useful once it's turned on.
Yeah, I knew that. Okay.
Not last Thursday, you didn't.
Be nice. All right. Software. I'm installing software all over the place, so can I install software?
Yes. Again, we can use the LMI commands, and we can look up the software we want to run. So we'll descend into the software command, and then we'll do show package HTTPD. We want to start the web server. So we'll run software install HTTPD and wait for it to complete. And later, if we want to get an update, for example, a security patch, we would do software update HTTPD.
Okay, and this is working with the remote server, so
Yep.
working with the remote server, I can find out what software is installed on it, add, remove, update.
Yep.
Sounds useful. All right. There's a lot of services on the Linux systems. So how do I find out if a service is running and restart it if necessary?
All right, once again, we'll go into the LMI command processor and we'll ask it. We'll descend into the service command and say, show me cups, the common Unix printing service. Is it running? Yes, good. Let's stop it because there shouldn't be a printer on this server. So service stop cups and then service restart cups because oops, that was in fact the print server.
Oh, right. I hate it when that happens.
That was Thursday too.
Yeah. Reboot a system.
All right, we can do that with the power command. So first we'll look and see what power commands we have available on this particular system because they all have different ACPI capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
So we see that yes, we can in fact do a reboot on this one, so we'll call power reboot.
And okay.
And of course we can also shut it off because we have power off capability as well.
Can I turn the system on?
It is very difficult to turn a system on from within that running system. So the answer is not right now. However, the OpenLMI project is working with BMC developers such that we might be able to hack around this and let you start a service from the BMC instead.
Okay. All right. I'm almost convinced, but if LMI is so good, can it make me a sandwich?
Now, make is actually a software development command, not a management command. So what we're going to do, so what OpenLMI can do for you in the development space is that we provide the complete tool chain for extending and enhancing OpenLMI and building the scripts.
Mm-hmm.
So everything from creating a new provider for your fancy piece of hardware
mm-hmm.
to writing a series of LMI shell scripts,
mm-hmm.
we've got tools for that.
So all I need to do to make a sandwich is write a provider called Sandwich, and you enjoyed that, didn't you?
Entirely too much.